Well, hello everybody, and welcome to this episode of G Bear's Off-Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert. And I'm being a little quiet because loud noises and fast movements scare the babies. So I just wanted to show you them. They are growing fast. They're really fast. And they're eating a lot more and drinking a lot more. I just filled that water and their food tray this morning, and they've wiped almost everything out already. And their feathers are coming in quickly here, so it won't be long and they'll be moving outdoors to the isolation coop, and we'll be going from there. But for right now, I just wanted to get that in here. So I'm going to head outside. The winds have calmed down a little bit. It's been windy again. We had that one day with half a day of no wind, but the winds are blowing again. Just no fun. And I do want to say that one of my normal viewers was very nice and sent me a $100 gift card. And let me see if I can get that here. All right, so this is what he sent. $100 gift card for you. Vanilla Visa gift card. So pretty cool. And yeah, I've already taken it out of there and used it. And what do they use it on? Well, I had another hubcap break off and fly down the road. And I did find it, but it's broken to a point where it won't ever work again. So that'll go on the exercise area out there. You can see what I've got hanging out there, some pans and old saw blades and things like that. So I'll put that out there and use that as a part of the exercise. But that was a $20 item, and had no choice, had to put it on there. I don't want to look like all these illegals driving the beat up cars around here in the desert. And then I went to the grocery store and I used the rest of it to get groceries. That filled my freezer and my refrigerator, and I'll be eating very well for the next few weeks. So that was a great thing. So didn't do much out here because of the winds, and right now they're down to about 9 miles per hour. So I figured I'd get out here and do a quick video and show you where things are at. But a couple other tips and hints for you people out there that do growing of fruit trees, and especially citrus trees, but for all your fruit trees. Springtime is the time of year where you want to fertilize. And one of the things you should do when fertilizing, you see everything is all scattered around here because the winds have been blowing. But anyway, one of the things you want to do for your fruit trees at this time of year when you're fertilizing is also get yourself some Epsom salts. And don't get the ones that are flavored with any deodorants or anything like that. Just good old magnesium sulfate. And you're going to put a teaspoon of that per quart of water and water your fruit trees with it, especially citrus. Citrus and avocado trees. Very important that you do that, because what the magnesium sulfate or the Epsom salts do is they replace the micronutrients in the soil that the plant has used up on you. So you want to really make sure you replace those micronutrients. And when you do, you'll notice a lot of fresh growth coming off of your plants. The leaves will get nice and green, and they get real happy about that. So make sure you do that. Up here, I've got a couple of cucumbers on here now. Instead of just one, there's two. So this one's also going to have to be fertilized. For your cucumbers, cucumbers don't like to be transplanted. You can do it, but make sure you feed them some vitamin B when you do that transplant, because they don't like to have their roots disrupted at all. So normally you want to plant those direct, but I wanted to get some going here before the springtime, so I got those in pots over there. But for fertilizing, what I really like to use is this all-purpose plant food by Miracle Grow. It's really, really good. These watering can singles, they're okay, but use those for your potted plants, little tiny potted plants, because these want you to go every 7 to 14 days. And the bigger stuff there lasts a little bit longer. You probably go a whole month on that stuff. So that's an important thing to do also. And make sure you get all your stuff fertilized. Carrots are doing really well. I've been plucking some out of here, and they're probably about 6 inches long now. So, but I've got way too many. Have to share some of those with my neighbors. And I'll be doing the pulling some potatoes out of here pretty soon. You see the plants are starting to die off. That means it's time to harvest. Although the little plant there is still going strong, so I'll let that one stay a little bit longer, and this one a little bit longer. But once they die off like that, it's time to get the potatoes out. And when they're little tiny potatoes, sometimes I'll just save those for seed potatoes and get another batch planted. But once it gets really hot, potatoes don't like the extreme heat. They don't grow very well. So anyway, on my citrus tree, see, I gave these some Epsom salts. Look how healthy they look. And this one and this one over here. And my catnip. Yep. Way too much catnip. Start feeding some of that to the chickens, but you don't want to overdo it on the chickens either, because it will cause them to be a little bit docile, and they'll just lay around, not want to do anything, and they need to get their exercise. Peppers are doing great. Sweet potato is the vine is really starting to grow here. This stuff, for those of you who don't know, this is called Purslane, and this is really good for stomach disorders and things like that. And you can just pluck a leaf off, or a few leaves like this, and pop them in your mouth, and they're really good. They taste almost like fresh spinach, but don't mistake it for another plant. And the way you can tell the difference is when you break one of the stems. Let me see if I can do that here. Okay, if a white milky substance comes out, that is not purslane. There should be no oozing from inside of the stem. Purslane does not have anything that grows through the inside of it. That milky stuff will really mess you up. It is poisonous, so do not eat that plant. And you'll find those growing in around cracks of sidewalks and things like that. Purslane is a succulent, and it's very prolific. You can take one of these stems off of here, stick it in the ground, and it'll take off like another plant in no time at all. Comes up in the spring every year, and I guess the genes are in my soils, because I get it all over the place all the time. All right. So I'm going to be getting my tomatoes outside pretty soon. Those two up in those pots up there, they are totally root bound, and I'm losing a lot of the growth on them. And it keeps coming back at the top, but until they spread their roots and be able to get some more nutrients out of the soil, they're not going to do much. So I'm going to have to get those things transplanted. All right. So we covered the fertilizations. Make sure you get your Epsom salts into there. Another thing you could do is, if you've got, notice that some of your plants are starting to get yellow leaves and things like that, you can mix hydrogen peroxide into water, about a tablespoon per gallon, and add hydrogen peroxide. Remember, hydrogen peroxide is H2O2. So remember, you got H2O, which is water, and then hydrogen peroxide is H2O2. So it's got where water has 2 hydrogen, 1 oxygen element, then hydrogen peroxide has 2 hydrogen, 2 oxygen. All right, so make sure you add that. Notice here the peaches. You see the little peach growing in the middle of the flower there. Remember I told you that little curlicue that comes out the end there? Those are going to be peaches. And all peaches are set on both my peach trees, so that's going to be good. And they're going to get to work on pulling that little new volunteer peach tree down there. I got to get that out of there before the roots get too deep, and get that into a pot and separated. Because if you have 2 of them growing, 2 trees growing that close together, one is going to starve the other, so you don't want that. All right, everybody. That's about all I have for today. I just wanted to cover that, let you know that I didn't post yesterday because the winds were really howling yesterday. And they calmed down a little bit today, but they're still blowing all day today, and now they just calmed down a little bit more, so I decided time to get out there and shoot a quick video. And I did want to thank that one viewer for sending me that gift card again. Thank you. He wants to remain anonymous, so I'm not going to tell you who it was. But if anybody else would like to help out like that, because the expenses have been piling up this year again, and the van repairs and that stuff, I just no COVID check yet. I just read an article this morning that said they're talking about it possibly getting here on April 7th, which is a Sunday, so I don't understand that. But we'll see. Until that check comes, I'm going to be really strapped down, except now I got plenty of food because of that $100 gift card. And at least I won't starve. And I could always eat eggs, because there's always eggs. But how many eggs can you eat? You know that they do recommend now to eat, a full-grown adult should or could eat anywhere from 2 to 3 eggs a day. And people are always concerned about the amount of cholesterol that you're going to get from eating too many eggs. Well, they found out that the cholesterol in eggs is good cholesterol, not bad cholesterol. So eat your eggs. They're perfect food. That's all I have, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget the thumbs up down there, like my videos, and don't forget to subscribe. I appreciate every subscription that comes this way. We're getting towards that 5,000 mark pretty quickly. We're going to have one heck of a giveaway when that happens. So this is G Bear signing off.